And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 10 of TECspertZ here, hosted by Anthony and Bove. We have Markayla, Max, and Brennan here along the squad and around the table. We have a lot to talk about in this one. First off, TECspertZ is sponsored by the Big Vape Theory and East Carolina University's Office of Undergraduate Research. And please do not forget that TECspertZ is a collaboration between WZMB and the East Carolinian. Well, let's get right down to business, shall we? A big win by this ECU football team. Victorious this past weekend, 45-3. The score against Temple here at home, and a massive offensive explosion. And something I do want to throw at you guys, I got to tell you, we were almost just 3 points away from history. Had Temple not kicked that field goal at the end of this contest in the late of the fourth quarter, we would have had our first shutout win since 2000.
Wow.
Okay? How about that news here on this fine afternoon here on the new number 10 TECspertZ episode. Okay, look, I'm running here. I'm going off the tracks. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. It's been a long Monday, a long day. I'm very excited about this, and let's talk all about it. Okay, so ECU in the first quarter. Okay, we score a touchdown, and then from there on out, we score 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and we score 10 total points in the fourth, 45-3. My goodness, where do we start?
Well, we've been saying that we're going to count these wins. We're just going to be happy with them. This one we can actually be happy with. 45 points, only got 3 in. They played 4 full quarters, I would say. Spread out the run game, spread out receiving game. Holton threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 1. We had Ryan Jones coming in for 2 touchdowns. So I think that we can be proud of this game and proud of the performance offensively and defensively finally. So it was just a good game. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, I agree. This is the first complete game that we've seen out of ECU this year.
Since Tulane.
One that we really cannot look at and complain about too much. I mean, Holton had 197 yards and threw 3 touchdowns and ran 1 in. And on the run side, Keaton Mitchell led the team with 149 yards and 2 touchdowns of his own. So both sides of the ball are clicking. Defense was great as always. We only allowed 3 points, and that was fourth quarter time. So
almost didn't happen.
Almost didn't even happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's not much more to say about this game besides it was a statement. You know, coming out of against a Temple team that we were expected to win against, we were 16-point favorite. We won by a lot more than 16 points, which you love to see. Really made a statement coming out there, going into a Memphis team next week, which is kind of a toss-up. Some people think we should win. Some people think we should lose. However, seeing that Temple beat Memphis and Temple really couldn't move the ball whatsoever against our ECU defense is something that you love to see. Hopefully we could bring that into the Memphis game, and then we could relax. If we beat Memphis, we can relax a little bit. Enjoy the Navy game, enjoy the Cincinnati game, and start looking forward to a bowl.
Yeah, like you said, they scored 3 points, but even throughout the whole game, they didn't really get close to scoring any other times. It wasn't any big stops. They just didn't get down the field.
They were never in the red zone.
Yeah.
Never in the red zone. They had 2 field goal missed opportunities. And the only reason they ended up throwing that 3 points was because of the pick late in the game, and they weren't even able to advance the ball after that. It was just 3 and out, and then an easy drop kick. But
you know, another thing too with this Temple team, historically we have not been great against them. Okay, This is a team that we've dropped to. However, the last two meetings that we've had with them, we have whooped their tail.
We sure have.
We have whooped their tail, and we have definitely, like you said, made a statement. Holton throwing 16 for 24, 197 yards through the air. He threw for 3 touchdowns. He actually also ran 1 into the end zone himself. He also had an interception to show forth the run game. Oh, my goodness, by Mr. Mitchell. 18 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. Harris, also pretty good, 12 carries, 43 yards. Ryan Jones, the leading receiver here at tight end, 6 catches, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. I mean, and the defense is just, again, playing superb.
After you, Brennan?
Back-to-back wins, and it's after, even before those back-to-back wins, we had a loss that was close against Houston. ECU is looking good going forward. I feel like the momentum is with us, and if we're going up against Memphis, a team that is beatable and a team that ECU is expected to win, we have a good chance of coming out of there with a victory.
Absolutely. And we're looking at a Memphis game. We're on a 2-game win streak right now, and you got to look at it. Hey, we have a chance to go for another 3-game win streak, something that was the first time we had done it in a few years, and now we have a chance to do it twice in this season. So it's a big step moving forward, especially since last year. But you know me, I love talking quarterbacks. So I'm looking at it this year. Holton has been improving substantially moving on through the middle of the season, on throughout the season. Yes, he does have some pick issues every now and then, throwing one early in this game, but then settling down and making a lot of great reads. One thing I love about the play calling and Holton's performance in this game was that he was spreading the ball out to all receivers. We had a lot of big plays. We had one big play from Johnson with a big catch. Ryan Jones, our leading receiver in this game, which usually we're seeing Tyler Snead or maybe Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working the tight ends a little bit. Keaton able to pick up the run game, so Holton had a little bit more opportunity, to get that going. He wasn't always under pressure. So the ball was being spread around. Holton wasn't forced to go down to anyone. He wasn't forced to use Snead all the time. So he was able to move the ball around. So I see an improvement here. And, obviously giving Mason a little bit of a shot later on in the game didn't turn out as well as Pirate fans would have hoped. So now we got to kind of, the Pirates themselves need to back up Holton Ahlers moving forward in the season because it seems like he's going to be the ticket to a bowl.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, we talked about this game that we had a good chance to win this one. We wanted to win this one. This was definitely a win that we saw to be an opportunity to chalk it up. And sure enough, we did. What we didn't see coming was just this, again, offensive explosion that I've been saying here. 45-3, the final score. And I think a lot of our predictions were up in maybe the 30s or the high 20s.
Something in the teens.
I don't even know if we thought about 45 being a possibility in this contest at all.
40s. And I know we were saying at the beginning, we were like, are these 6 wins going to be possible? Now it's possible. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Memphis is going to be that 6th win. We can possibly get Navy, possibly get Cincinnati. So I think we're looking into going into these bowl games like we were talking about. Only a handful of the people on the team have even gone to bowl games at other schools. So I think this is the year that they all come. Ahlers hasn't been to one since he's been at ECU his whole college career. So hopefully this is the year we can get there, and I think it is.
Well, just like Markayla kind of introduced it to you, here we go. Let's talk about it and hinted at it. So now the next opponent this week, Memphis. We are going to have to go to Memphis, travel to Memphis this Saturday. It's going to be a 12 noon start, a game to look at here. As far as, let me also talk about the schedule going forward here now. So we have Memphis. And then we're going to have to play Navy.
At Navy.
At Navy, correct. And then the final wrap-up of the game will be here at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, but it will be against the number 2 ranked Cincinnati, now listen. If we want to, let's talk about this here and be realistic, okay? We can be optimistic, not a problem, but let's be realistic, okay? I don't think that's a game we're going to win. We're not going to win that contest unless by a sure miracle.
I'm going to go hot take.
No, don't do it.
I'm going to say
don't do it. Don't do it.
I think Cincinnati will win, but I think ECU has a shot. Purely because Cincinnati did not play great against Tulsa. Their defense played very well later on in the game, but a lot of missed opportunities. Cincinnati really should have blown Tulsa out coming into this contest. So they're showing chinks in the armor. If ECU keeps improving, they're going to have the best game they've played all season.
Right.
By any stretch of the imagination. They're going to have to be perfect on all facets of the game. But we got a defense that's playing out of their mind right now.
This is true.
And we got an offense that has proven throughout the years, not even just this year, but even last year, that they could put up a lot of big numbers. Holton could put up a lot of yards, and if he's not throwing picks, he's tough to beat. Holton is very tough to beat, especially if he's moving the ball around to all receivers, putting up those big numbers. I mean, throughout the season, I've been looking at my phone over here, looking at his yards, looking at his stats. I've rarely seen numbers below 200 yards passing for Holton in a game.
Right.
I mean, he really does put up those big numbers. Yeah, if he throws 2 picks, we're not going to win versus Cincinnati. But if he keeps it down to the 1 no-pick range and we're able to hold on to the ball, play solid fundamental football, I don't think we even need to force the ball downfield too much. If we're just able to, get solid drives, end up in the end zone, control the clock, I think it's a game that people are counting ECU out of, but it's very likely that we could pull out a big upset here.
I think we could get lucky because if we beat Memphis, if we beat Navy, we're going in a 4-game win streak, back at home for the very last game of the season, senior night and everything. So you're right, it could be close. We really don't know. We've got to see how they play the next 2 weeks first.
Especially if Cincinnati goes undefeated up to that point, the Pirates are gonna want to be the reason they don't make the playoffs.
That's true.
Very
so
true.
that's a big thing that I'm thinking. Okay. I think that's a hot take.
Definitely a hot take.
Definitely a hot take. Cincinnati
very steaming.
Favored to come out of that game, but we still got 2 weeks leading up to that.
Yeah.
So if we just if we see solid improvement as we've been seeing throughout the middle of the season, since the App State game, we've looked like a pretty solid football team. We've struggled to win those close games, obviously against Houston and UCF, but we've been much better than we have been in the past. Blowing out Tulane, blowing out Temple, a lot of solid football, and our defense has come miles.
Really playing out of their mind.
Really playing out of their mind, especially since the App State game. They've looked unflappable.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what goes on since.
No doubt about it. Now, we got to take it 1 week at a time. So This week now, here's the deal. We got Memphis. That's the first task and first order of business. 12 noon this Saturday in Memphis. Going into this contest, both teams have the same record.
Yeah.
We're both 5-4. Okay? Both teams play very well at home, however, not on the road. Now, this is a home game for Memphis, so keep that in mind. This is a Memphis team that could put up points offensively. They've scored 42 points earlier in the year. They put up 55 against Arkansas State. They actually beat Mississippi State 31-29. That's a close contest right there. They lost to Temple, which is interesting. Lost to Temple 34-31. Very tight contest, but a Temple team that just got their you-know-whats handed to them this past weekend against East Carolina. Keep that in mind. Now, like you mentioned, Tulsa as well. They lost 35-29 against them. They, however, did beat Navy 35-17, and they lost to UCF 24-7. They did beat SMU 28-25. The point I'm trying to make here is that they can make offensive production here, but we do have a good defense. So
the American really seems like at any given Sunday, any American team can beat another one. So that's what I'm excited to see. So even though Memphis has looked pretty good against some really good teams, they've also looked very beatable against some others.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here.
We both got a 5-4 record, but we do have one more win in the conference record, so I think that's good. But like you said, their offense is going to be something to stop. Their quarterback threw for 392 yards Saturday, and that's not even his high. His high of the season was 463 against Tulsa. So
holy cow.
We've been talking about our defense, so they better show up against him because that's just his average. He's in the 300s every game, so he's going to be someone to stop.
He's going to be airing it out.
Yeah.
Just looking at their schedule, it seems like it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. Just looking back at that win against SMU, winning against a ranked opponent right after losing to UCF is seemingly impressive. It's kind of a quick bounce back. I really don't expect ECU to struggle with this Memphis team, though. I think ECU has shown that they're growing in the characteristic of consistency. We've had about 4 pretty good games that we can look at that ECU has. We at least can see light at the end of the tunnel for ECU improving. And I don't think it'll be any problem facing this Memphis Tigers team on Saturday.
This is the game. This is the game that we want to win. We don't want. We got 3 shots for a bowl game right now, which is where you want to be at the end of the season. You want to have that 5th win and have plenty of shots, moving forward. But we want to take this win here at Memphis. And I think, if we take this win here at Memphis, we're going to take that win at Navy. And then I want to see. It's going to be. I think we're beating Navy no matter what. Honestly, moving forward. So I think we're picking up our bowl game, but I would really like to see us go down to Memphis, beat a team that's kind of a toss-up in, especially since I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think there's going to be a blowout either way. I think our defense is playing way too good for Memphis to score more than 35 points on us. I think the max is going to be 35 either way. So I think our defense is playing really good, maybe playing without Jaquan McMillan. However, he did go down late in the game with an injury, but the defense did rally behind the newcomer. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. I'm going to lead us off with the scores.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start with a 35-31 eke-out victory for East Carolina. I think we're going to take it down the road to Memphis and really, really hand it to them late in the game.
I'm going to say ECU wins 35-24. I don't think it's going to be as close as you're thinking, but I think we're definitely going to be able to top them. We're just going to have to stop their quarterback, keep our defense strong, and just like Ahlers did last game, spread it out throughout the whole team because they're going to be on Mitchell like we've seen. They're going to be on Sneeze. They're going to be on Ryan Jones. So if we spread it out, I think we have a good chance.
My prediction is going to be 31-24. I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit of a margin, not too big, just something that's comfortable at the end of the game. An extra field goal will probably bump it up. But I think our defense is good enough to hold their offense down to less than that kind of 30 median that they're kind of at for the season. They've been putting up a lot of numbers, and ECU has shown that they are progressively getting better in that aspect. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 32. Did I say 32, 28?
31.
31.
I kind of have a similar score there, not too far off. I'm going to go 28-24. Kind of close contest right there. I think it's definitely going to be close, and it's going to come up to our defense if we're able to squash them and take care of business with their offensive production that they have, and us building off of what we just did this past weekend offensively. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Anything? Yeah, please.
I think we got to look at this game as a measuring stick for the bowl game that we're going to be playing. I think we're going to be playing a team around the caliber of Memphis coming into the late of the season. I don't think we'll be playing a team that has 8-9 wins. I think we'll be coming in with a 6-7 win team just about ourselves. So a team that's solid on all aspects can put up, have big weeks and then have down weeks. So I do think this is going to be a game that has to be grinded out every single down. We can't, we're not. I don't think we're going to be leading big at half. I don't think they're going to be leading big at half. I think it's going to be a game where we're within 3 points for a while before someone's really able to define that margin.
Needs to be another 4-quarter game, like we just played.
Absolutely.
So.
Playing hard for 4 quarters all along.
It's a beautiful stat line right here if you look at it. 7, 14, 14, and 10. You love to see that.
Yeah.
You scored every single quarter.
Every quarter.
There wasn't a quarter where you were usually we're off to a bad start early, and then we're not able to do it. We just only scored 7 points in the first half, but it was enough to all of a sudden then we kind of just took off from there.
And the defense played lights out. They barely got past the line of scrimmage, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't complain about that. The defense really has been the backbone of this team, which is something that you haven't been able to say for years now. Our offense really been having to pull us through.
And it's a young defense, which is even better. And we've talked
even
about
better.
that
now we're looking to build off. I think this is a phenomenal, even I think ECU is going to make the bowl. I think we'll see growth. But I'm excited for the years coming now. We got 2 more years, 4 more years with this young defense, seeing what they're going to be doing, especially since they're playing the way they are like this. When we finally, I think next year is going to be the year to watch out.
There you go. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So this weekend we'll be in action against Memphis, in Memphis, 12 noon start, Saturday, November 13th. I'll send it over to Markayla for some more news in other sports. What do you got?
So basketball is officially starting tomorrow on Tuesday. They're going to play at home, 3 games this week at home. South Carolina State Tuesday at 7, Canisius 7 at Friday. Western Carolina Sunday at 4. Those are all home games. They're also going to be on ESPN+. And then women's basketball is starting, but they are away this week. They start Tuesday at 8:30, Middle Tennessee, and then Friday 7 o'clock at High Point. And then we have volleyball that is also going to be away. Houston Friday at 2, and then Tulane Sunday at 2. And then soccer is officially over, like we said last week, but I also want to point out that Haley McMortar had one of the best rookie seasons in East Carolina history, and she is the first Pirate to be named the American Conference Rookie of the Year. She's also earned a spot on the AAC All-Rookie Team and Second Team All-Conference. And then we have Kim Sanford, also made All-Conference Second Team, and the first Pirate to earn 3 AAC All-Conference accolades with 84 career matches under her belt.
Wow. How about that? Round of applause. Round of applause. Very good. Nicely done. That's what I like to hear. So basketball underway starting tomorrow.
Yep.
Well, that should be exciting, hopefully. Hopefully we can do some stuff with that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
A whole new roster. We're about to see something completely different that we've never seen before. I'm excited to find out what it holds.
Hopefully it'll be good things and not bad things,
yes.
Right? We want to see the good end of that coin. Right?
Yes.
Even if they struggle a little bit, I want to see where they can go. Even if they're going to struggle early in the season, a little bits of growth here and there. I don't think we don't have a heavy hitter. Obviously, we lost Jaden Gardner during the offseason. But I want to see, someone young take his spot. Try to fill that role, even if it's not putting up the points he did, just moving the ball around, making plays, being aggressive towards the rim. Don't shy down from the bigger competition. So early in the season, we're going to have to prove ourselves, is what I think.
No doubt about it. We'll have to prove ourselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That completes episode 10. We're in double digits here on TECspertZ. Thank you all for tuning in, watching, and listening, and hearing. I want to remind everybody that TECspertZ is sponsored by the Big Bape Theory and East Carolina University's Office of Undergraduate Research. And also keep in mind that TECspertZ is a collaboration between WZMB and the East Carolinian. That does it from us. We will see you next time. Markayla, Anthony, Max, and Brennan saying so long. Take care, everybody.
See you.
Great week, y'all.